एव वसिष्यते। पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते। पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते। पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते।
Welcome everyone to tonight's Atomic Dreaming class. My name is Swamini Valli. This is a weekly class every Tuesday night, North America time, starting at 6:30 Pacific. I am a Pillai Center teacher and priestess and AstroVed astrologer, and I have been asked by Dr. Pillai to share 2 different techniques from the Tamil siddha tradition. And so each week we go over the directions for these 2 techniques, and then we practice them together in class. So if you've been here before, welcome back. And if it's your first time here, delighted to have you. So what we're doing is going over the directions of the techniques and practicing them. One technique is more focused on the material plane, and the second technique is more focused on the spiritual dimension. Dr. Pillai likes us to practice both of them because he likes for people to be living what he calls a 200% life, meaning 100% successful and focused on the material plane, and 100% successful and focused on the spiritual dimension as well. The Tamil siddha tradition of enlightenment, Tamil Nadu is a state in the southern part of India, and it has a long history of enlightened teachers, enlightened siddha masters who have taught and given different techniques over the centuries. Dr. Pillai has permission to be sharing some of these techniques with the larger world, and so I'm very happy to be sharing these 2 techniques with you tonight. I like to start with a very simple clearing exercise. So if you're in a position to close your eyes, I'll go ahead and have you close your eyes. And just a moment, I want to put a screen up for people who aren't able to share, aren't able to close their eyes, so they have something interesting to look at while we're doing this. So just a second, let me put that up on the screen. Okay, so now, if you are in a position to close your eyes, please go ahead and close your eyes, and then receive a beam of white light into your right eye. The white light comes into your right eye, and it goes into all the millions of cells in your right eye, healing, clearing, renewing. Receive the white light into your right eye, all the way back into your right optic nerve. Now, receive a beam of white light into your left eye. The white light comes into your left eye, and it goes into all the way back into your left optic nerve, healing, clearing, renewing. Now, receive a beam of white light into your right ear. The white light is healing, clearing, renewing. Receive the white light into your right ear, all the way into your right inner eardrum. Now, receive a beam of white light into your left ear. The white light is healing, clearing, renewing. Receive the white light into your left ear, all the way into your left inner eardrum. Now, receive a beam of white light into your right nostril. The white light is healing, clearing, renewing. Receive the white light into your right nostril, all the way into your right nasal cavity. Now, receive a beam of white light into your left nostril. The white light is healing, clearing, renewing. Receive the white light into your left nostril, all the way into your left nasal cavity. Now, receive a beam of white light into your mouth. The white light is healing, clearing, renewing. Receive the white light into the tip of your tongue, the middle of your tongue, the back of your tongue, and your tonsils area. Now, receive a beam of white light into your heart. The white light is healing, clearing, renewing. Receive the light. Now, receive a beam of white light coming down from the sky, entering into the top of your head. The white light comes into your head and it goes into all the cells in your brain, healing, clearing, renewing. The white light expands and fills your entire head. It flows into your neck and throat. The white light comes down into your shoulders, and from your shoulders it flows down your arms and into your hands. The white light flows into your torso, and it goes into all of your inner organs, healing, clearing, renewing. The white light flows into your legs. It comes down your thighs, to your knees, into your shin and calves. It flows down into your ankles and into your feet, and out the bottoms of the soles of your feet, connecting you with the earth. The white light is flowing through all the pores in your skin. And now all of us are in a river of white light, ready to begin our program. So as I mentioned at the beginning, there are two techniques in atomic dreaming. It's called atomic dreaming because Dr. Pillai has said each of us have atomic power in our own mind. An atom can be very small, but it has tremendous energy and power. And these two techniques are to help us learn to more consciously connect with the atomic power that is in our own mind. As I mentioned at the beginning, the first technique is more focused on the material plane. And in this technique, in the directions, Dr. Pillai is going to suggest with this technique to focus on something that is a goodie to you. And a goodie is something that we enjoy. It's something that puts a smile on your face. So tonight your goodie could be anything that you might like to have, or you might like to do, or you might like to be, or some combination of those things. As long as it's something that isn't going to hurt you and it isn't going to hurt another person, the sky's the limit tonight for what your goodie could be. So in the back of your mind, you could think about what is the goodie that you would like to play with as we do the technique tonight. Right now, I'm going to share the directions from Dr. Pillai about this first technique. These are his words now. tapping into your total consciousness. We use only the mind-body consciousness, where the body and mind together give you a sense of reality. You never consciously attempt to separate the body from the mind. There are meditations that the siddhas do to separate their body and the mind. I'll give you an example. You are in San Diego in your house. You think about that you are in, say, India, staying in a hotel, and for a few days you are in the hotel. What is really happening when you do this exercise? Yes, in San Diego, your body and mind are together, and that is where, for all practical purposes, you are. But you are thinking that you are in India in a hotel room, so the mind alone is there in the hotel. You visualize your hotel room, the restaurant that you go to. You are going to a Chinese restaurant, eating Chinese food, and then you familiarize yourself with the area. You are coming to the lobby and talking to some Indians, doing business with them or whatever. But actually, what you are doing is just imaginary, an unreal exercise, an exercise in unreality by worldly standards. If you live this life on a daily basis, that will help you to separate your mind from the body. Then you can go to the soul. But this first exercise is important, and it will be so liberating for the mind. You can think about all kinds of goodies. You have a Rolls Royce, driving a Rolls Royce. You have a mansion. All these things you can do. And if you remain in that consciousness for a long time, although it is faking, that will do a lot of good, because your unconscious will pick up those constant hammerings. And psychologically, it is such an ego-satisfying consciousness, which is good. So those are the words to us from Dr. Pillai about this first technique of atomic dreaming. So go ahead right now and allow yourself to picture yourself enjoying your goodie for tonight. Allow yourself to see the goodie very vividly with all the colors, and make sure to put yourself in the scene with your goodie, happily enjoying your goodie. Allow yourself to see this vividly and also to feel the happiness, to feel the joy that you have with your goodie. Allow yourself to see yourself smiling, enjoying your goodie. You're bringing happy emotions into this experience. And know that Dr. Pillai is empowering you with this technique right now. He's helping you to bring all your emotions into enjoying your goodie. He wants you to have this ego-satisfying experience. He says this is a positive thing. So allow yourself to give yourself permission to see yourself enjoying your goodie and having happy emotions, feeling delighted with your goodie, having a very innocent pleasure with your goodie. And bring all of your senses into enjoying your goodie. You're seeing it very vividly, and allow yourself to hear all the sounds associated with your goodie, whatever they are, whether it's the waves at the ocean coming onto the beach, or whether it's the wind in trees, or sounds of music, maybe at a party or a concert, or perhaps it's conversation with a friend. Whatever the sounds are, allow yourself to be hearing them and enjoying them. So you're seeing with your goodie, and you're watching where this adventure takes you. You allow the adventure with your goodie to unfold right now. And you allow yourself to see it and to hear it and to enjoy it. And your sense of pleasure and delight and happiness continues to grow. It continues to expand. And you bring all of your senses into enjoying your goodie. So if there's something there in your goodie to eat or to drink, allow yourself to enjoy the sense of taste. Perhaps there's a picnic or a party with a buffet. Whatever is there for you to eat or to drink, allow yourself to take pleasure in that as well. You're seeing it, you're hearing it, you're even tasting it. And again, you're allowing your sense of joy to continue to grow. You allow that to expand, your happiness, your delight. You feel satisfied with your goodie. You feel fulfilled. You feel complete. And again, allow the adventure with your goodie to continue to unfold, and see where this adventure takes you. And all of your senses come into this scene with your goodie. If there's something there to smell, perhaps a pleasant aroma or a scent, maybe it's the salt air at the ocean or the sense of flowers, or perhaps there's a perfume or an incense in the air. Allow yourself to enjoy that as well. All of your senses, you're seeing, you're hearing, you're tasting, you're even smelling and enjoying that. And again, your pleasure and your joy, your honest sense of delight with your goodie continues to grow, continues to expand. Your smile gets even bigger. You're so happy with your goodie. And if there's something in your scene with your goodie that's of a tactile nature, maybe you're walking barefoot on the sand at the beach, or maybe you're holding the steering wheel of a brand new car. Whatever it is that is there of a tactile nature, something for you to feel physically in the scene, allow yourself to enjoy that as well. So all of your senses are engaged with your goodie, and you're enjoying every aspect of your goodie. And again, the adventure with your goodie continues to unfold, and your joy with your goodie continues to grow. You have tremendous delight with your goodie. And now, gently, gently, allow yourself to come back to your body. Give thanks to Dr. Pillai for whatever experience you just had with your goodie, and allow yourself to come back to your body. Allow yourself to reintegrate. And those of you that have been here before, you know that I do like the class to be a little bit interactive. So if some of you would like to post in the chat a little bit about your experience, you're welcome to do that. If you don't want to share all the details of your goodie, that's fine. Perhaps you could just share how it made you feel to be having the adventure with your goodie. So I'll take a moment and check the chat to see if anyone is sharing here about their experience. I see people saying namaste, welcome, thank you. Johnny is saying thank you, Babaji and staff, for your cutting edge knowledge. You rock. That's nice. So again, I'm just checking to see if anyone has had an ability to share a little bit. Lisa, who's under the name Ryan Evans here in the chat, she says her children's books become animation, and it felt so good to see them on a big network. So Lisa is someone that I know writes children's books, and in the time that she's been doing this technique, she's been writing several books. And now she's picturing as her goodie, her books are becoming animation and having them accepted up onto a big network. That's a happy goodie. I like that, Lisa. Thank you for sharing that. That's wonderful. So we have some people here who may be brand new, welcome. And we have some people here who've been coming for a long time, back when we were still on Zoom. Lisa is saying, I have been running late, sorry, can listen afterwards, please. Okay, that's wonderful. Yes, you can listen to it afterwards. Because we're on YouTube, the recording is available right away. So welcome, Lise. Happy to have you here. Okay. Again, checking the chat to see if anyone else is wanting to share a little bit about their experience with the technique, the first technique of atomic dreaming. All right, not seeing anything further, so I'll go ahead and go on to the second technique of atomic dreaming. I see Beloved Superstar has just posted. She says it made her feel expansive to see herself enjoying her own healing center in Costa Rica. Her heart was buzzing with energy. Lovely. That's a lovely goodie to picture. I know someone who has been coming to the class for a long time, who has created her own center in Mexico and has experienced tremendous growth with that, with helping people, and also experiencing increase in abundance in her own life with her work. Wonderful. That's a very good goodie, Beloved Superstar. Happy for you. Thank you for sharing. So now I will go ahead and share about the second technique of atomic dreaming. This one we do a little bit differently than the first one. Because this one is more spiritual in focus, what we're going to do is I'm going to again share the words of Dr. Pillai for this technique. The instructions are very short, and then I will talk about it very briefly. And then we're going to do the technique together in silence for 5 minutes. And the reason we're doing it in silence is because since this one is more spiritual, I don't want to be constraining you in any way with my words, number one. And number two, I feel very strongly there's a power to being in a group silence, that it helps us all to go deeper with the technique. So even though we're not physically in the same room, we are joined together through the electronics of the YouTube. And so it does help all of us to go deeper. All of you are contributing energy being on this call, whether you share in the chat or not. I'm very grateful to have you here. So now these are the words to us from Dr. Pillai about the second technique of atomic dreaming. These are his words now. If you wanted to be more powerful, then you have to go imagine that you are in heaven with Lord Shiva, or Vishnu, or Muruga, or Ganesha, or Jesus, or the Buddha. Keep on thinking it over and over and over and over again. Then you can imagine that you have your mind is your subtle body. And this subtle body is thinking these thoughts which are real to the subtle body. I know a particular case where that exercise yielded results within a few days. Since this is a very powerful technique, you should not do it more than 5 minutes. God bless. So those are the words to us from Dr. Pillai about the second technique of atomic dreaming. You're not limited to the archetypes that he mentions. If you want to picture going to heaven and visiting with someone else, you're welcome to do that. Maybe Mother Mary or Lakshmi or Kuan Yin from the Chinese Taoist tradition. Each of you may have your own way of picturing going to heaven, and that's fine. For me, it's very fast. It's like warp speed in Star Trek. If you're a more secular person, you're welcome to simply picture or imagine going into a higher dimension, maybe visiting someone you consider to have more intelligence, maybe Einstein or Tesla. So each of you now are welcome to do the second technique of atomic dreaming. We're going to do it now in silence for 5 minutes, starting now. gently, gently start to come back to earth, come back to your body. Give thanks to Dr. Pillai for whatever experience you had. Give thanks to any archetype that you interacted with, and allow yourself to come back. Come back to your body and allow yourself to reintegrate gently into your body. And again, if you would like to post in the chat a little bit about your experience or about how the experience made you feel, you're welcome to do that. I see Ayana has posted in response to the first technique saying her feminine wealth rising classes in San Diego are filled and well received at a first class location. So that was her goodie for tonight with the first technique. Wonderful. That's a very happy one. I'm liking that very much. I see Johnny sharing. He says he noticed that Dr. Pillai is mentioned in his teachings to call on archetypes, gods, goddesses, etc. And at one point has stated that Sekhmet from the Egyptian tradition, she's very much alive. So Johnny called on her, and then several cats appeared on his property. Sekhmet is an Egyptian goddess. She has the head of a lioness and the body of a human woman. And she helps destroy negativities, and she's also a great healer, destroying disease. So Johnny had an interesting experience with her. Thank you for sharing that. Raghavendra has shared he has a doubt regarding the second technique, the second part. Imagine that the mind is the subtle body, and this subtle body is thinking these thoughts which are real to the subtle body. So this is a good question. So imagining that your mind is a subtle body, you're creating a more subtle, a more refined connection with your mind. You're going in perhaps at a deeper level. Remember, this is called atomic dreaming. We're going in at a more atomic level, a subtler level, into our own mind. And so then picturing that your mind is now your subtle body, and you're going in at this subtle layer. And this subtle layer is thinking these thoughts, which are real to the subtle body. So I think it's giving you permission to go deeper and deeper inside, and allowing you to have a vivid experience in a way that is real to you, that you have real interactions with these archetypes in your journey to heaven, would be how I would try to explain that sentence. There's a lot in that one sentence, obviously. So you can continue to think about that sentence, ponder it yourself, but that would be one suggestion that I have for picturing it for you. Sitaram is saying, the journey to heaven is really inspiring. Thanks, Babaji. Wonderful, Sitaram. Happy for that. Everardo is saying, blessings, auspicious miracles. Wonderful. Lisa, under the pseudonym of Ryan Evans, is saying, Satya Sai Baba appeared to her, and then he put his thumb on her forehead, and her third eye became filled with light, and it was so expansive and very powerful. Thank you for sharing that, Lisa. Very much appreciating that. Raghavendra, perhaps you can let me know in the chat if what I said in response to your doubt, if that was helpful for you at all. It is a lot that he says in that one sentence, and you may have to practice the technique a few times to start to experience going in at a deeper level with it. Ayana is saying that Lord Augustia and 2 other siddhas escorted her through a secret door in heaven. Oh, what a wonderful experience. I'm very happy to hear that. Augustia, of course, is having a birthday this month. When the moon moves into a Sesha star this month, it will be his birthday. Wonderful, lovely. Beloved Superstar is saying she was in heaven, being embraced and nurtured by Mother Mary, and she was being gifts of the Spirit by several deities in heaven in preparation for her healing work. What a wonderful experience. Beautiful. Some of you may want to write your experiences and keep them in a journal of positive experiences. That can be very helpful to do. It helps you to accept the reality of the experience, and later you can go back and reread it and re-enter into the energy of that experience. Janice is saying thank you to everyone for sharing. And Beloved Superstar is saying we were all celebrating in heaven. Lovely. I want to say thank you to everyone who has shared or has asked a question. And I want to appreciate how supportive you all have been towards each other. This has been a bit of an oasis, this class for me, for the many, many weeks that I have been doing it. And I appreciate the support and acceptance that everyone gives to each other's experiences. Beautiful, really beautiful. So you have permission to do these techniques on your own on a regular basis. I know many people have done them daily for quite some time and have had some really beautiful experiences with them. You also have permission to share them with others, as long as you are doing that freely. They've been freely given to you, and you can freely pass them on to others if that's, if you're in a situation where that's an appropriate thing to do. I'm holding this class each Tuesday, and again, these techniques are to help us more consciously connect with the atomic power that each of us have in our own mind, to go deeper with that and to begin to use that power in a more creative, constructive, positive way, to have some very beautiful experiences. One person said it's like we're creating dream bubbles. And I think that's a nice way to picture it as well. You are creating some dream bubbles with these experiences. Lovely. So checking the chat again. Lisa saying, very grateful. This is such a wonderful space to experience all that is beautiful. Wonderful. And again, these classes are empowered by Dr. Pillai, so I know that he's helping each of you. I have heard him say in the past that he considers anyone who's working with any of his teachings to be his student. So you're studying with a great master, a true enlightened siddha master, when you're working with these techniques and connecting with a very beautiful gift that he's given to all of us in sharing these techniques. And again, because this is on YouTube, you can share the YouTube link with anyone. It's okay to share it on your social media with your friends, your family, anything that you would like to do with that. If you have any further questions, you're welcome to email me, Valli, VALLI, at pillaicenter.com. And again, thank you all for being here. And I see Gil Hermé saying thank you very much. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that name. Ayana saying, sending blessings to all families of the world. Wonderful. Pranava saying, thank you, Om Namah Shivaya. Beautiful. And Ayana again saying thank you to everyone here, Babaji, to me, and to everyone. Lovely. Well, thank you all for being here. I want to be respectful to your time. I'll go ahead and close out for tonight. And again, I will be here again next Tuesday. This is on the Pillai Center Practice YouTube channel every Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. Pacific Time. Namaste. Love and blessings to all of you. Have a beautiful week. We do have the solstice coming up this week. Winter solstice for those of you in the Northern Hemisphere, and summer solstice for those of you in the Southern Hemisphere. The solstice is a wonderful day to go inside, to reflect on everything you've done since the last solstice, which would have been in June, and to think about what you want to accomplish between now and the next solstice, the one in June, what you want to get done, what you want to accomplish over the next 6 months. It's very much a day of natural power from the earth, and to use that day consciously to do something productive, constructive, and to meditate. Use some of that time to meditate. Namaste, everyone. Loving blessings to all of you. And I will see you again, some of you next week. Namaste.